Okay, this is a Montgomery Ward UHT J276C sewing machine by Happy. It's one of the signature machines. These are the stitches that it does. And there's your bobbin winder. This flips up, you undo one screw and remove the top. The rest is a clip, but main purpose for this particular video, this machine was completely frozen up just 2 days ago. And I was able to get everything free except this was frozen solid in one place. It was stuck right in the middle like that. And this did not move properly. The stitch selector, there's your stitch selector, and it needs to be able to move. It was frozen in this spot. It had sat there so long, it wasn't old oil, it was like corrosion and or the metals interacting with each other. Let's see here. Can I show that? There we go. But it was frozen in one position, and so it dragged basically, and it was not pivoting, so the dragging sound actually made the sewing machine moan, which is a crazy sounding thing, but seriously, it moaned. Okay, these right there, that under there is your cam guide or cam follower, sorry, and this is the little bar. This little tube, there's an actual tube, see that, was actually, the metals literally had kind of corroded together. I'm not positive if that's steel or aluminum, and if it was because it was two different types of metal or if it was just one type of metal that caused it. But regardless, this was frozen solid. So places to oil on this, make sure the pivot points are oiled down in here, because if it can't pivot, then it's going to cause that moaning or groaning, and or you also will not be able to change your stitches or do a zigzag stitch. But this you could push down, but it didn't move at all. It was just literally frozen in place. So that's why I'm showing this. I'm going to press the pedal so you can see how it's supposed to pivot when engaged. Oh, and that makes a difference too, whether it is engaged as a zigzag or not makes a difference. So if your stitch width, this is your stitch width, if it is set for, you know, a zigzag stitch or something, I don't know if you can see that. See how it moves a little bit there, pivots? That is what it's supposed to do. And if you can't get it to do that, you can't get, if it's not going to pivot, it's going to moan. Okay. But anyway, we at first thought that the groaning was down in here. We took off the handle, cleaned everything up there. Couldn't get in there other than oiling it, and the oil will leak out if you put too much in there. But all of these other areas needed oiled too. This machine was bone dry with no oil, but all of those things need done to make sure to that it won't moan, and to make it be able to do the different stitches. My husband literally took this off, took the entire mechanism off in order to be able to try to separate the bars, and then he polished that bar with, we used superfine sandpaper on it. Oh, by the way, usually for changing the stitches, it works better if you have it on stitch width on 0 in order for this to move freely. That was the cause of the moaning, was this not pivoting and this being stuck. So you basically had this stuck and this, because they were all stuck together in one solid piece. And when it's like that, you can't make it do the stitches that you want it to do. Okay, so that's the Montgomery Ward UHT J276C. And now the little bugger runs, and here's its accessories. It's not the original binder foot. It would have had multiple, would have multi slots for different sizes of bias tape if it was the original. But tried to put together a set that works. There's the light. Great little zigzag machine. Class 15 bobbin. Big dogs go up and down here. And if you have, just tip this back here, and the feed dogs,